guys, Furphy's the Loco here with another custom mall spotlight, and, well, in case you're wondering who this is my dog, Chipper. Hello, Chipper. Yeah, we haven't seen you in any of my videos in, well, about 5 months at most. Probably 3 to 5 months. I'm not really sure. Yep, Chipper's just resting. So, I'm showing off some customs that I made. Well, one I finished up yesterday, and the other one was something I did a while back. So, I'll do the one I did a while back, which is the Origins James, which, in case you're wondering why I took the face off of it and put a 2005 James face on it. Mainly just to make it look more like the television series. Made it to look more like, I'm not really sure how to describe it, but I didn't like the CGI face on it, plus I needed the face for the custom that I'm about to get to. So, oh, by the way, getting the face off was not easy. You could kind of see the little damage to the smoke box, which I'll probably fix that with a little bit of clay just to fill in the little hole. And the face I just glued on. So, yeah. Also, what I might do is, if I can find another Emily tender, I'll probably just paint it up in a black and put on LMS on it. Maybe to look like when James came to Sodor. Maybe because James didn't have a Fowler type tender like this one. He actually had like a tender that's more similar to his classmates. The L and Y are class 28. So, yeah. Next is a custom that I made recently, which is Trainboy55 as a Thomas and Friends character. Well, a more Railway Series style design. Well, how he would look in a Railway Series. So, the tender is the one I got from a train show. So, it's obviously an Emily tender. It looked more similar to the Class 28 tenders, which I didn't actually have intentions to use the tender. I didn't have any Fowler tenders on me. Well, James-type tenders on me available. They were all probably going to go to customs. And this Emily tender, in fact, was the only one available. Plus, it kind of helps Trainboy55 aka Owen look less like James, in a way. Well, technically, also, Trainboy55, if you're watching this, in my Thomas series, which you will actually be in the series as, like, a character, as one of the characters, but probably under a slight change, mainly help keep you looking a little bit less like James. Probably, you look more, the design of U.S. Thomas kids will probably look more like the original Lancashire and Yorkshire Class 28, which, and James, in fact, was a experimental 260, whilst the all members were built as 060, so he, in fact, would have been an 060 design, which hence one of the reasons why I actually chose an tender, mainly just to help him look a little less like James. The lining and lettering were done in paint pens. Now, the recipe I used was I used a knockoff Busy Bee James. For the body, which I know knockoffs are bad, but some knockoffs, like certain knockoffs like the rolling stock and certain logos. By the way, I know a TWR user which actually used knockoffs for customs, which is kind of smart, mainly because knockoffs are probably bad, which the only good things to take from knockoffs are probably the chassis. Yet that's probably the only good thing from them. Well, the only good thing from knockoffs is just the chassis, which, if I would get like these Shaperay rolling stock bodies, which of like the open wagon and the salt wagon designs, I'll probably, when I make molds of the body designs, I'll probably just go out and buy a bunch of knockoffs and pretty much kill them for their chassis. Also, the mall also views of this mall, which actually, because the mall has 4 wheels, I just gave this mall a old, very badly conditioned Thomas chassis, which just seeing the other frame could probably give you an idea. Also, it uses one of the original knockoff James wheels, which this model I originally converted chassis to be like an 040, but I decided to change it to like an 060 design, which I might replace that middle wheel in the future because it's slightly smaller. So, yeah, I actually have a wheel, but I need to, like, remove it in order to put it on. So, yeah. Also, in case you're wondering, this is where that James face went to. Well, the face from the Origins James went to. I didn't want to buy a whole new one because I didn't have much money on me at the time. So I decided to rip off the Origins James face and slap it onto Trainboy55 here, which I put the number on the cab, which was inspired by some sprites I saw in DeviantArt. Which mainly, for an example, like, Edward would have his number on his cab, and would have NWR on his tender, which that'll be the design the engines will have in my Thomas universe. Which is mainly the numbering on, like, the tender or side tanks, and the number on the cab or back bunker. So, yep. This is Furfuse the Loco and Chipper signing off.